Hi, I'm back again. My other video just cut off, so I'm gonna continue off my discussion here. But anyways, we all have that frustration. All right, we all get tired of being sold a bill of good by politicians that don't make any real change in this country, and that's understandable. We all have that. But what's uniquely worse this time is we voted for a guy. This country voted for a guy who doesn't have good intention for our country. His record spoke for itself. I know a lot of people didn't want to accept it. They wanted to believe he was going to bring more money in their pocket. He was a smart businessman. I get the appeal with some people. All right, I never would fully understand it because of who he is, but at the same time, I understand the con. All right, but we have to understand he's not a good guy. He don't have good intentions for our country. And it does truly not matter who the parties nominate because I think the thing is, of course, it'd be easy for me to say that's all Republicans. I'll say that. It's easy for me to say that. I'm a progressive Democrat. I'm a leftist. I don't agree with their ideology at all. But that would just be lazy criticism. All right. And just blanketly labeling all people a certain way. And I'm not going to do that here because I've aired out my frustration and grievances many times. I've said my piece. I made my opinion very clear on certain things. But that's not going to help the cause here. I don't want to sit here and constantly divide people. What I want to say is it does matter who the parties nominate. And not everybody's going to be a raging leftist like me, and I understand that and I accept that. And I'm not going to vilify people for not agreeing with me on everything. I'll argue my point, but I still will fight for your rights. I'll fight for your right to exist and speak up. I'll fight for your right to have dissent against this government. I always will. I will fight on the right side of history regardless of who you are. I'll fight alongside with you. The thing is, I'm a Democrat. I didn't agree with everything Biden did either. I think there's certain things Biden could have done better as president. Matter of fact, yet alone, he could have been a better messenger for the party. He wasn't the right guy for our party. He was not the future. He was yesteryear's thinking, just like Donald Trump is. These are 80-year-old white men. Sorry, I don't want to come off and say strictly focus on identity. I said white men for a reason because wealthy white people have controlled this country for so long, and you see where it's put our country at this point. I specifically said white because we don't. Do we vote for any other demographic of senior citizens? No, we don't. That's why I specifically said white men, because not only they control the purse of most of the industries in America, but they're the only ones that have been elected president in America, aside from one time. All right. So we have to remember that's what's controlled our government most of the time. But it's also generational. I'm not arguing just about the race issue, it's the generational issue. Majority of the voting demographic in this country is going to become not only Gen X. Gen X are going to be like the baby boomers. We're going to be like the Gen X soon. The millennials. We're in our 40s now. Okay. The Gen Zs are in their 20s. All right. So that's going to be majority of the voting bloc soon in this country. So we need to start voting for people more our age and more our generational mindset. All right. We need to vote for more 45-year-olds, not 80-year-olds, because we need new ideas on the table. We need people that actually want to change this country, to push this country forward to a modern day generation country. We are supposed to be one of the number one best democracies, Western democracies in the world, and we should be proud to be that. But our country's not there anymore. We're not number one anymore. China's becoming number one. We're falling backwards. We're falling behind. That leadership matters. We got a man sitting in the White House who's too stubborn to listen to anybody and surround himself with a bunch of ideological wackos who are incompetent for the positions they're in to tell him what he wants to hear. All right, that's problematic. We need new leadership. All right. And that's why I said it matters who not only which party's in power right now at this point, but it also matters who we nominate for both political parties. All right. And that's all I want to say in this video. I'll probably come back and do another video later. But I just want to say, see y'all later. Have a great night. Love y'all. Goodbye.